smoke comes out my eyes and my ears. Because I was like, devil, how dare you? Because I'm talking about finishing strong and you want to do this to others? Yeah. Come on. Because I felt like it's not just a personal attack. You're trying to attack the ministry. I don't get that like that. Come on. Now, you can attack my personal house or something. When she's done that too, I'm like, don't try to attack the ministry now. When you do that, now me and you going to have to go to blows. And I got real upset. But God gave me confidence and He gave me the conclusion today. And yesterday and last night, that we're in a transition period. That's why our prayer life cannot be optional. We can't afford to take a break right now. Yeah. Amen. Right? Amen. Can't afford. Well, all the stuff the enemy's trying to hit the believer with right about now to make us give up before the 31st. Mm-hmm. He's trying to make us give up before the 31st so we don't have a praise on the 31st. That's right. Because if I don't have a praise on the 31st, how can I have a praise for it into the 1st? Come on. So he's trying to steal our joy. He's trying to steal our peace of mind. He's trying to steal our peace. But tell your neighbor, I refuse to let him have it. The devil doesn't mind you being busy about church work and yet failing to fill the throne room of God with your prayers. He does not care about us being on praise dancing. He does not care about us ushering. He don't care about us playing music. He don't care about us singing worship. He don't care about us doing youth or children or mother's board or elders board. He don't care about none of that. All he cares about is keeping you from reaching a personal place with God where God can speak to you and you have favor to speak to Him. Yeah. That's His responsibility. He don't care if you sing good. Yeah. What He cares about is your prayer life. That's right. He don't care that some of us come from great spiritual lineages. He wants to steal our prayer life, but we won't give it to Him, will we? No, we won't. If you are not praying, it reveals that you are not really expecting anything from God. Yeah. When you really expect something from God, it calls you to go into a place of prayer where nothing else matters but what you intend to get from Him. Yeah. When you have an anticipation and an expectation of what God is going to do, you press past every obstacle, every circumstance to get what God has for you. Don't tell me you're not passionate for something, you won't do whatever it takes to get it done. Yeah? Amen. I know somebody, a lot of us say, well, that's my passion. But if you quit a job of a hat, that's not your passion. Right. If somebody says something to you and it makes you give up, I can't do this no more, then that wasn't your passion. Prayer has to be your passion. Matter of fact, it should be to the point where the more the enemy throws at us, the more we go on our knees. The more things we have to face, the more times we find ourselves in prayer. A child who expects something from a parent is a child who will consistently be placing their needs before their parent. Mm. Y'all know Christmas coming up. Mm-hmm. Right around the corner. Yeah. Some of our children have begun to already declare what they want. And they don't have no problem repeating it time and time again. Yeah. Some of you that are with child, just wait till they get it. But they will have no problem explaining to you, I need this and I want this. But what you said, Daddy, you said, they have no problem presenting. What they're doing is they're making their petition known. Yeah. If a child has enough sense to do that with us, why can't we do that with God on a regular basis? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Not just when we're in trouble, but and then we got to get to a place where we start expecting spiritual things and not just financial breakthroughs. Because we get to the point where sometimes God will strip us of everything else just to get us to a place where we just trust Him and we want to talk to Him for who He is. Yeah. He will get us to the point where literally every crutch is removed, every leaning post is removed, everything that we used to think we could trust, everything we might have believed in, although we say that we didn't believe in that more than we believed in Him, but He said, I don't want you to believe in nothing else but me. So He begins to remove everything from your life. Then you find yourself in a place you have no money, you have no friends, you have no loved ones, all you got is Him now. And then He begins after the fact, I don't want to make it seem all bad, to add everything back unto you, but it's until you get to that place where He can really deal with you where you are. That's why prayer is going to be very vital for the next couple of days, for the next few days. How many days are left in this year, then going into next year? Every day of 2011 needs to be a day of prayer for us. Mm-hmm. Tell you I can't give up now. Tell them I can't give up now. James stated in James 42:3 that ye have not.
Because we ask not.
Y'all quoted, but some of y'all didn't know where it was. James 4:2-3. Ye have not because ye ask not. Ye ask and receive not because ye ask amiss. that ye may consume it upon your lust. What that means is stop asking for things that you lust for and ask for the things of God. Yeah. Amen. Sometimes we ask, many things you just ask in the air. You just throwing stuff in the atmosphere. Don't even say if God don't honor it, the heavens don't honor it, and you just throwing up and ooh, I'm on it. No, you're not getting it. Until we get to the point where we're asking God, if his ways are not our ways and his thoughts are not our thoughts, then why would we think what we pray is always right? We got to begin to ask him, what am I praying? Yeah. They even did that in the word where he says, when you pray, pray in this way, Our Father. And we call that the Lord's Prayer. But he said, when you pray, pray in this manner, Our Father. James is saying that you are not receiving what you need in your life because you are not asking. And if you are asking, it is with the intention of getting something you can consume on yourself. As long as the church remains selfish and only seeks to pray for what they can get from them for themselves, they fail to realize the real principle of prayer. Somebody say, what's the principle of prayer? Whether it is in the natural or the spiritual, God's principle of Galatians 6 and 7 holds true, and that is that whatsoever a man soweth,
that shall he also reap.
That shall he also reap. In this context, we understand that prayer is not to be so centered on us, but it is in fact to be centered on those around us. Your prayer life is not just for you, it's more so for the person who's around you. A lot of times we talk to guys who want to go to God and take prayer. God bless him with this, bless him with that. And the first and second day, we haven't thanked him for anything. That's right. You hear the old church, old Baptist church, some of the other things, the Baptist church, Lord God, before we ask you for anything, we just want to thank you for being here. And they always, before we ask you for anything, we want to thank you. And a lot of times we find ourselves in a place where we start asking before we even give a reference. Yeah. Think about it. Somebody always thinking he would speak to you, and then you automatically start asking for something. That's why some of y'all never, if y'all did come into a financial blessing, the only person y'all gonna tell is me. Because y'all know y'all got some people around you. And, can I go ahead and get that little wrong real quick? And you don't want nobody just won't think you got it like that. But at the end of the day, who are we praying for? Are we just praying for ourselves? Are we just praying for that would say for our poor and no more? Or are we praying for the city? Are we praying for our ministry? Are we praying for our church? Are we praying for the people around us? Whether it's in the natural or not, you have to understand that this is what we're looking at. What you do for others, God will do for you. Say that. What I do for others, God will do for me. As we sow our prayers for one another before the throne of God, we will reach back into our own lives what we have sown in prayer for someone else. I understood today, Mauricia, and God gave me this. He said, son, because you sow for everybody else in everything in your life, I've taught you to reap because of your prayers for everybody else. Yeah. Because when I'm on my face, I spend more time praying for you all than I do myself. Because the sign of this is that he cares more about the people who he has believed in. That my interest don't matter when it comes down to y'all. Yeah. It don't matter. What matters is the interest of God for your life. Yeah. And I have to be very careful that I don't get my interest confused with the interest that God has in me. Amen. Amen. Because if God says it, I can't be afraid to say it. But then at the end of the day, sometimes I don't want to be in a position where I can't say it because I've already said something else because of my own interest. Yeah. I remember one time I shared this, I shared it again, somebody that got in a situation, and I was praying. I was up here praying, crying too. It was a good one. I was there to see God deliver my situation. God, bring him out. God, you know. And God said, first of all, you can't pray him out because that's where I want him. Mm-hmm. So if you pray him out of that, why would you pray something that I've already cursed? Why would you try to bless something that I've already cursed? Why would you try to pray somebody out of a situation that I placed them in to teach them a lesson, so if they get out too early, they're not going to learn what they need to learn while they were in it. So therefore, I even have to watch the way I pray.